Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to me being on long form. It's probably been, it's definitely been a while. The last time I made a long form video was while Cass and I were still in Europe, and that was a while ago. By the way, this is actually take 3 of me filming this video because I made a huge error in the first attempt at filming this. Oops, watch charger. There we go. Anyway, I made a huge error in something that I said whilst filming the first take. And in the second take, I didn't adjust the exposure. So this is take 3. And what I want to talk about in this video is going to be very simple. I'm not going to really edit it apart from make a handful of cuts so that you don't get a bunch of the dead space in this video. Like that one. I'm gonna cut it out, but I just had a little moment where I said nothing for about 5 seconds. Anyway, in this video, I just sort of want to talk about coming off the 95-day challenge and the lessons, I won't say lessons, but the things that I sort of learned about myself and about the whole making content thing. So anyway, I didn't really learn that much about myself. It was more like a light was shone. There was a light shining on the obvious sort of, I guess, character flaws that I think get in the way of a lot of things in my life. So anyway, let's discuss. So basically, without showing you the analytics of all 3 platforms, so YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, without showing you the analytics, I can tell you that they kind of sucked. For YouTube, it was almost like YouTube just said, all right, I'm going to show your videos to about 400 to 500 people, and that's it. I can't be bothered pushing your stuff out any further. With TikTok, the same thing, but it was about 750. But then after I made a really, I'm not going to say viral video, but a video that for me seemed like it was viral. I think currently has about 3,000 views or something. After that video was made, it seemed like TikTok was expecting the same quality to come out of me, and it didn't, or the same topics to be talked about, and they didn't. So they said, oh yeah, we're gonna take some views from you. So then I was stuck at like 250 views for a while. And then I got a random video that got about 900. And then rest of the videos, again, about 200. Instagram, I'm not even going to talk about how bad the reach was on Instagram. The most popular video that popped off in the 95, well, was actually in the 96th day, was me at Melbourne Park during the Australian Open. I just finished a couple of practices with a couple of the players and I had a little bit of time. The court was free inside National Tennis Centre. So I was like, I'm going to hit a bucket of serves. So I did, and I was practicing this one serve for a little while. It was just slider tee that obviously slid onto the other side of the court, and I got it. It didn't actually take me that long. It was where the camera angle was in the video. I was on that side of where the camera was for a full bucket, and I was serving to the juice side, and then I changed to the other side and said, I'm going to try and film myself trying to get this serve. So I picked up all the balls, went down there, set up my phone on a chair, jumped back down there again, hit 3 serves, and then I got it, and then I was like, I'm actually quite tired, I'm going to go home. So anyway, that video on Instagram got like 4 times the amount of views as anything else, as like the next highest viewed video on my account. So Instagram didn't look after me at all. TikTok was sort of playing this game with me where it was like, no, I see what you're trying to do, but I want more out of you. And YouTube basically said, nah, I don't think you're worth more than 400 views. So the analytics sort of sucked. I didn't really grow at all. It really sort of made me wonder, like when you're a small creator and you're starting out and you're trying to be consistent and film and edit and post a bunch of videos, and you see, over 5 days, you're getting this many people that are watching your stuff, and you've got, in 3 out of 5 of those days, 1 subscriber. You're like, oh, cool, got my first 3 subscribers. And then weeks go by and you start to see that little bit of consistency where maybe one day you're getting 3 or 4 subscribers in the day. But there's still those days in between where you're not getting any subscribers, despite still having the same amount of views. And yeah, personally, I just can't see a world where even if I posted every day for the rest of my life, that suddenly it would go from spotting, like on Social Blade, for example, spotting those days where it says 3 subscribers in this day, 4 subscribers in this day, to 4,000 subscribers, to where you're getting thousands of subscribers every single day, even on the days when you're not posting. I personally, like looking at my analytics and seeing how I was going with all the effort that I was putting in, I personally just can't see a world where I'm, just waking up to hundreds and thousands of likes and hundreds and thousands of followers and subscribers. I just can't see a world where that actually happens for me. If it does happen, awesome, but I can't see that happening. So anyway, that's about my analytics. Now on a little bit more of a personal note, one of the things that was really getting into my head, or I was trying to get into my head going into like the 80th day, 85th day, 90th day, so really at the tail end of the 95-day challenge, was that I need to it was that I can't be putting this much effort into content. And I'll explain why. I don't want to be a content creator, which is weird to say, given how much I've been trying and all the skills that I've been learning, and obviously being on YouTube, trying to make videos and trying to make some kind of income from videos. I don't want to be a content creator. I like making content. I like making videos. I love making videos. I love photography. That's always been my medium. Movies, pictures, TV shows, cinematography. They've always been my creative medium. They've always been what I've always been drawn to. Anytime I think, like almost every thought in my head has like a cinematic show reel playing out. It doesn't matter what it is. When I'm listening to music, I'm thinking of a cinematic style, like Instagram reel or music video anytime. Anyway, I've always got sort of like that running cinematic loop running through my head of any thought, anything that happens. I'm constantly just sort of spotting eye-catching things that could be great photos and how I could edit them. So I love those two things, but they're my creative outlet, or one of my creative outlets that I love doing because they're fun and because I feel like I'm good at them. I'm also quite competitive with myself. I'll get into that in a later video. But when I started making content, when I started posting for the 95-day challenge, I expected to get no views. I expected no one to watch, no one to like, no one to subscribe, no one to follow. I expected that. But then when suddenly early on, a couple of videos on TikTok anyway, we're getting like 700 views. Like, this I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a little bit more of a slow build. And then the next day I would get like 500 views. Like, okay, this got a little bit less. And YouTube and Instagram are the same. I'd get varying views depending on the platform. And I'd sort of get competitive with myself. I'd ask myself, okay, why is this video not performing? So I would not so much investigate, but I'd be like, all right, I can make these next videos better. I can plan a better video next. The entire production, I can do better. So I was competing with my viewers. So long story short, what ended up happening was the intention for content has always been to make content around my life, what I'm doing, my interests, things that I'm learning, things that I'm thinking about, and new directions that I'm trying to go in, whatever it is, making content around just me living my life. And obviously putting my creative flavor on it. So making it somewhat cinematic or making it entertaining. So that's what the idea of me making content is. But because I was getting so competitive with my viewers and thinking, why isn't this video getting pushed out further? Like the last video did better, but it was worse. So what ended up happening was I pushed aside everything that I was doing in my life, starting with my writing, starting with my light novel that I've been writing, and it's my intention to publish it this year. Photography, I wanted to try and capture a nice photo every day. Didn't matter what it was of. I didn't make time for that. And my actual job. So I'm a tennis coach, full-time tennis coach / team leader of a tennis club. So I have on-court hours as well as admin hours. And I was pushing aside, like I was squeezing in admin hours around making content. So yeah, everything was getting pushed to the side, and all of my focus, all of my effort, all of my energy was going into producing content. And the analytics didn't change. Like I said, my analytics stay the same pretty much for the entire 95 days. So I was putting in the extra effort. I was pushing things aside for nothing. So by the 80th, 85th, 90th day, I really tried to get it into my head that, okay, I want to try and continue with the posting every day, but realistically, I'm going to have to stop and I'm going to have to re-strategize. I'm going to have to think about what direction I'm going to go in with content, because like I said, I don't want to be a content creator. Being a content creator, making a living as a content creator is not my plan. I can't see myself, communicating, collaborating, and negotiating with different brands and companies and all the rest. I can't see myself doing that to earn my bread or to earn my living. I can't see myself being on the road trying to capture this place, that place, all of these places as a way to make a living. Don't get me wrong, if these opportunities came along, I would take them. But I don't want to, similar to making content, I want to be doing it because I want to, and it's a creative outlet, like something extra to do. If I am going on a holiday and there is a chance of a free stay at an Airbnb or something, I will do it. But I don't want to plan a trip and feel like I need to be contacting Airbnb hosts everywhere I go just so I can have a free stay. At some point I would just like to go somewhere and enjoy the place and not try to make as much money out of it as I can. So I don't want to be a content creator. I don't want to be earning my bread as a video maker and content creator. I like making videos. I like taking photos. I like spending hours on Premiere Pro before it crashes to try and make something, but it's not what I want to be earning my living doing. Content for me, from the very start, and is what I told myself, content for me was a way, I wanted it to be a way for me to document my life and build a loyal following or loyal customers or whatever you might be out there. A way to sort of build a community, build a following. Yeah, I probably should say it the other way around. Build a following, build a community, and just bring people along for the ride of what is my extremely disorganized, messy, sometimes passionate, sometimes boring life with all the things that I'm doing, want to be doing, have done. That's what content is for me. It's a way of documenting everything that I'm doing, everything I've got going on, and bringing everyone along for the ride. I want to be making my living doing these things. So publishing books, maybe something in photography. I wouldn't mind taking photography jobs wherever I could find them. I'd probably prefer that more than video jobs. The photography jobs I don't find as time consuming and as stressful. Yeah, and a handful of other things. I've got hobbies that I want to get into. I won't reveal them just yet, but there are other hobbies that I want to get into. There are other career paths that I want to enter when I'm eventually finished with tennis coaching. Don't get me wrong, I love tennis coaching and I'm not already planning my exit, but I am thinking about my next chapter. So that is what content creation is for me. How long is this video going for? It's already gone for over 15 minutes. So that's sort of what I've learned there, and what I'm sort of coming up with is, another thing as well is every time I think of making a video, as I said earlier, my brain is seeing cinematic, well composed, well scripted, everything, a whole story in order. And lately I've sort of been getting about 10 seconds into the thoughts and I'm thinking, all right, this is going to take me a while to film and edit. I need to stop. That's all. This is all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I'm taking, all right, I've fumbled my words about a little too much right now, but I'm starting this new chapter really sort of getting I can't speak English right now. Starting this new chapter, really trying to get my priorities straight. And I'm still in the middle of strategizing. I'm still in the middle of trying to organize myself and my life. So I don't have anything for you yet, but in time, maybe in the next video, I'll have a little bit more of a clear strategy for you guys. But that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I'm not sure if anything really tied in anywhere. I'm not sure. Honestly can't even remember what I started talking about in this video. Yeah, I'm still learning how to speak to the camera without reading off a script. It's tough. There's so many things going on in my mind when I'm talking to the camera that, yeah, like I said, I only started this video 19 minutes ago and I've already forgotten what the first few things I spoke about were, and the middle few things, and even the last handful of things that I just talked about, I'm not 100% sure what they were. So I kind of remember talking about each thing for maybe a few minutes, but I can't remember what they were. So yeah, talking in front of camera is still a little bit awkward for me, and it's doing things to my brain. But anyway, thank you for watching this video and listening to me talk about absolutely nothing, basically. And I hope to see you again, which is a stupid thing to say because I can't see any of you. So I hope that you guys stick around and watch the next video or videos to come. Will they get better? Will production quality improve? Only after what's supposed to be my top priorities get done first.